Good morning, all of you. I am Chandra, working as a lecturer in English at Ashwamedha Junior College, IIT and Medical Academy, Tirupati. Now, I am going to teach a grammar topic: rules for changing into active voice to passive voice. Active voice and passive voice. First, what is verb? What is verb? Verb usually means an action. Verb is a word which shows an action, which means an action. What is transitive verb? Let's see transitive verb. Transitive verb. A verb which follows an object is called transitive verb. A verb which follows an object is called transitive. Example: the boy makes kites. In this example, the boy is subject, makes verb, kites object. Here the verb follows an object. Another example: she loves animals. Subject, verb, object. Second, intransitive. A verb which does not follow an object is called intransitive verb. Example: the boy makes. The boy makes. Here, the boy is subject, makes is verb. Another example: the baby was crying. The baby is subject, be form, and verb. These two are the examples of intransitive verbs. Here, transitive verbs can be changed into passive voice. Intransitive verbs cannot be changed into passive voice. Next, go to another page. There is voice are two types. One is active voice. Second one is passive voice. Definition: active voice. A verb is in the active voice when the person or thing denoted by the subject does the action, which means subject does the action. Example: Rama killed Ravana. Or I write a story. It is the example of active voice. A verb is in the active voice when the person or thing denoted by the subject does the action. Next, passive voice. A verb is in the passive voice when it shows that something is done to the person or subject denoted by the subject. When it shows that something is done to the person or thing denoted by the subject is called passive voice. Which means something is done to the person or thing denoted by subject. Example: Ravana was killed by Rama. Ravana was killed by Rama. A story is written by me. These are the two definitions of active voice and passive voice. Next, rules for changing into active voice to passive voice. Rule number 1. The subject of the active voice becomes object. Rule number 2. The object of the active voice becomes subject in the passive voice. First one. Subject becomes object. Second, object becomes subject in the passive voice. Example, active voice, passive voice, subject, object. Subject becomes object, object becomes subject. First person singular I, it becomes me in the passive voice. Plural, we becomes us in the passive voice. Second person singular and plural you, it becomes you in the passive voice. Third person singular he becomes him in the passive voice. She becomes her in the passive voice. It becomes it in the passive voice. The plural pronoun they becomes they in the passive voice. Another one is noun. Noun becomes noun in the passive voice. For example, Pawan becomes Pawan in the passive voice. Rule number 3. Rule number 3. The active voice verbs V1, V2, V3 or V1 plus ing are changed into the past participle form of the verb V3 in the passive voice, which means V1, V2, V3 or V1 plus ing are changed into V3, that is past participle form in the passive voice. Example, write, wrote, written, writing becomes written in the passive voice. Next, rule number 4. The preposition by should be added after the past participle form V3 or before object in the passive voice. The preposition by should be added in the passive voice. And number 5. Now the fifth rule is the B form should be added. The B form should be added after the subject or before the past participle form V3 in the passive voice. B form should be added. There are 8 B forms. They are 8 B forms. They are tense and a B form. First tense, simple present. Simple present. B forms are is and are is used in the passive voice. Present continuous. With the active voice in the form of present continuous tense, the B forms are is, am, are, plus being is used in the passive voice. Next, present perfect tense. B forms has or have plus being is used in the passive voice. Present perfect tense. Have or has plus being is used in the passive voice. Present perfect tense has no passive voice. Next, simple past. Simple past was or were is used in the passive voice. Next, past continuous tense. Past continuous was, were plus being is used in the passive voice. Next, past perfect perfect tense, had plus been is used in the passive voice. Had plus been. Next, simple future. Be forms will or shall plus be. Will or shall plus be is used in the passive voice. Next, future perfect. Future perfect tense. Be forms will have or shall have plus be is used in the passive voice. Will have or shall have plus be is used in the passive voice. These are the rules for changing into active voice to passive voice. Thank you.